Kirthana. I'm here to demonstrate my backend Capstone, which is trial track. It's basically an healthcare related application, so that we can track the clinical trials which is happening all over the world. Let's get started. First, I'm going to sign in. It's we securely signed with the Google authentication. So initially, when we sign in, it will be an admin user. So this is the admin user. The information of the user is displayed here. And initially, there won't be any trials on the page. So now, admin is going to create a new trial manually. Uh, Let me put some sample data. It's completed. So I can pick some date, 21, study type to interventional. And when I click on save, we have created a trial manually, but it's actually taking too much of time. It's very time consuming. So I have an external API, which is clinicaltrial.gov. So using that external API, I can import trials by just entering like number of NCD numbers. So now I have bunch of 10 numbers. I'm just copy pasting it all the time. And when I click on import, yes, so all the trials with those entity numbers have been imported from the external API. So now I can show you this search feature. So this search works like we can search by NCT, title, and brief summary. So when I click on 52, it shows NCT numbers with 52, and we can search by title. So I can choose this T cells. So T cells. So it filters with those NCT. And coming to this status filter, we can actually filter by completed, something like that. So when you want to see completed overall status, that will show up here. When you want to show some other status, it will show up here. And this is the column filter. You can add columns on the page, or you can take off particular columns out of this page. I can take the brief summary since it's so big. I take the title off so you can see this. And also one cool feature which I love very much is this night dark mode and light mode. You can click on this button, it changes the mode. So I want to keep it dark. And and then I can show you the action button here. So it shows the detailed view of the trial with all these informations. So this is all pulled up with the external API, and this location and status is also pulled up through the external API. So this particular trial is happening in this location. That's the information here. And this is the overall status. It's recording, and we can edit the trial. So I'm gonna go ahead and change this status to suspended. And when I click on save, it changes to suspended. If you don't want to use this trial, you can delete whenever you want. So this is the locations of this trial. So here it shows the status, and we can also edit this trial. I am going to say suspended. And I click on save, the status is changed, and this we can delete the location. So yeah, and this is the like one more API which I used on the front end. So the clinicaltrial.gov is an external API I used from backend, and this is from front end. So this is the Google application. It shows the exact location where this trial is happening. So Intercontinental Miami. So this is it. And you can also add locations to this trial. So when you click on this add trial button, you can pick any location. I'm gonna click Baltimore, Washington. status as available, and the name, I'm going to give my name. There's principal investigator, some random text. When I click on save, it created a location for this trial, and the status is all perfectly updated. And the same functionality is there on this as well. We can change or we can edit this. Terminated, when I close this, it's changed. So it has a map feature, which maps the exact location of that. And you can also delete this, it's gone. Yeah, and when you click on patients, there's a button called patients. So there is no patients at all because just now we started this application with admin. So admin has the authority, like privilege of adding users to this application. So admin can add a researcher and they can also add patients. For now, I'm going to create I'm going to create an researcher user. So this UID can be blank because it's empty, because when the user logs in, we'll match them with the email address and update the Google UID. So now I'm going to select researcher and the name is going to be mine. So since it's going to find the email ID, I'm going to give a different email ID for this. And I'm going to click on this Baltimore, Washington location, department test, and I click on save. The user is successfully created. And yeah, what next? I can also edit this information. Text number 1 and click on this. It's updated. I can also delete it. So now that we have a researcher user, we can sign out and sign in as a researchers. So this is my researcher account. Ta-da. So this is the researcher profile. They can see their profile info here, and same night mode and dark mode applies here as well. And this is the trial that they are being tied to. The location they have tied to, this is the only trial is happening in that location. So they can see only that location. And when you click on action button, they can see all the location where the trial is happening. But they have the edit and add patient functionality for the location they have been tied to. And this is all the same information of the trial. And they can see but they cannot edit or delete the trial. So yeah. And the same map functionality works the same here. And when you click on patients, there is no patients right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, as a researcher can also add patients. So I'm going to go ahead and add patient. So when I click on patient, the same form will act differently. So I'm gonna change my AS patient and age to 28, gender female, and I click on the date of birth. I can go 8 October. Yeah. So when I click on save, 1 second. Okay, when I click on save, oh, it's not right. I'm gonna go ahead and add the patients again one more time. Patient. Oh, I'm so sorry. The email ID is not this. So this is testers number 1. So this will be KS patient. This is 29, female, and date of birth will be. So when I click on save, so the patient is created now. So I can go ahead and edit. I'm going to change this date of birth, which is not right. So 07, 8. Choose some other date. So I'm gonna put this June, yeah. And when I click on save, it's been updated with the latest DOB, and they can also delete. Now that we have a patient user, I can go ahead and add this patient to this location. Since I'm a researcher, I can do that. So I can go and click on this button. Now, when I click on this add patient, the patient that I newly added will be showing up. And this is me, the researcher. And I'm going to click on enroll and click on save. Yeah, so the patient is added to this location. Yes, I can go ahead and edit interested. Yeah, I can also delete this patient if I want to. And yeah, that's it. And my future implementation to this project will be more of interaction between the researcher user and patient user. So they can message the researcher, the patient can message the researcher, requesting to be part of some trial, and the researcher can respond to those messages. And like more into, I have to create a separate user profile for patients so they can log in and put requests to the researchers. They can see all the trials and all the stuff. So yeah, there's a lot more we can do on this application, and I'm very proud of my work. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna sign out.